everybody! I was playing Minecraft the other day, and I decided to visit my favorite dimension, the Nether. And while walking through a lava lake, I noticed something strange. There was a very subtle, shimmering pattern to the lava, like the surface of the lava was rippling. But when I got closer, I realized it wasn't rippling at all. It was a series of perfectly square blocks moving in a repeating pattern. Now, being a Minecraft expert player, I knew exactly what this meant. There was a structure underneath the lava that was reflecting in its surface. So I grabbed some buckets of lava and started digging. After placing the buckets down, I took a step back and noticed the lava underneath had stopped flowing. Of course! I then proceeded to break the block directly underneath the last bucket of lava. And as expected, it was obsidian. This is pretty cool. I thought to myself, an obsidian temple underneath this lava lake. I wonder what treasures await inside. But there was one small problem. I was in the Nether, and standing in front of me was a literal lake of burning lava. So I did what any normal person would do. I ran around the lake in search of another entrance. But there wasn't one. This was a completely natural generation, meaning there was no way in or out except for the hole I had just made. I looked down into the dark pit and realized there was no way I was getting out of here without a plan. So I did the only logical thing I could think of. I used a diamond pickaxe to mine a 1x1 tunnel into the side of the hole. Then I jumped down into the lava. Since I had a fire resistance potion on, the lava didn't hurt me at all, but it also didn't let me place any blocks. So I quickly wrote down the coordinates of where I was and swam to the surface. Once I was back in the safety of the overworld, I headed over to my portal room and activated a new portal. Using the coordinates I'd written down, I traveled back down to the lava lake and prepared myself for whatever awaited below. I lit up the area with some fireworks to get a better view and started mining away the obsidian. Slowly but surely, I made my way down into the temple, which was a lot easier said than done. It took me a good 5 minutes of mining before I finally reached the bottom. And boy, was I glad I brought that diamond pickaxe, because there was so much obsidian to mine through. Finally, I broke the last block and found myself in a huge cavern filled with lava and obsidian. There were pillars everywhere, all made of obsidian, and in the center was a huge pool of lava with a small island in the middle. On that island was a chest, and I was really hoping it was filled with diamonds. But before I could get any closer, I noticed pressure plates on the ground surrounding the pool of lava. I carefully made my way around until I found a lever on the wall. When I pulled it, I saw a piston move from behind one of the pillars. I placed a block on the pressure plate and watched as the piston shot out, revealing a secret passageway. I repeated this process a few times, eventually making my way all the way around the room and finding 3 more levers. They must have been used to raise and lower the pillars in order to make bridges across the lava, but I didn't need them anymore. I had already found a way into the center island. I mined a tunnel from underneath and emerged out of the lava to grab the chest. It was filled with diamonds, emeralds, and some golden apples. Not bad! I thought to myself, this is definitely worth the effort it took to get down here. But as I turned to leave, I noticed a single redstone torch on the wall. As soon as I walked past it, another piston moved, revealing a staircase that led to an upper level. What's up there? I wonder. I followed the staircase all the way around until I found another lever, which I pulled to reveal another secret passageway. This one was a lot more dangerous, though. As soon as I stepped inside, lava started pouring out of the ceiling. I quickly placed some blocks and was barely able to escape with my life. There were 2 chests in the center of the room, both filled with diamonds. But there was one more thing in the room that caught my eye. On the wall was a series of buttons, and above them was a row of dispensers. I pressed all the buttons and watched as all the dispensers shot out arrows, forming a perfect row across the ceiling. It was almost like a security system, or maybe a trap for anyone who dared to enter the temple. But it was too late now. I had already found all the treasure, and I was ready to go home. Using the same method as before, I made my way back to the surface, leaving the dangerous lava lake and the secrets of the obsidian temple behind me. I hope whoever finds it next is as lucky as I was. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!